I have something cute to share with you. Ready? Isn't it cute? Look at this. This is my new Weeping Spruce. Technically, it is a, oh, what did I do with my tag? I had it right here and it's been blown away. So what does that tell you? Oh, here it is. This is a pendula weeping spruce, which means it's a smaller variety. But isn't it cute? So why do I have a weeping spruce? Well, I have a weeping spruce because I went to the Folsom Garden Show last weekend with a friend, and we got to go around and view 8 amazing, beautiful, inspirational gardens. I couldn't stop, taking notes and ideas. And they were all, so different. Some were very structured with roses, and some were very Asian inspired, and some were very freeform. But I noticed that a lot of them had some sort of evergreen element in them. One house in particular had, I can't imagine how much work it must have gone into this, but she had a whole backyard full, absolutely full of just beautiful topiaries and bonsai trees, and just the whole thing was covered, and it was cool and calm. And one of the things that caught my eye was this gorgeous weeping, what I now know to be a spruce. I didn't know at the time. I had to come back and do research, but just the way that it was layered and cascading down, it just caught my eye. And so once I got home and was able to figure out what it was, I bought myself one. What am I going to do with it? I don't know. But I can't. I need this in my life. So I actually got this from an online source called Fast Growing Trees, fastgrowingtrees.com. I've bought from them before. I have an olive tree that I got from them, and some plants that I've gotten from them before. So one of the things that I choose Fast Growing Trees is I find them cost effective. It's small. This is a pretty small little baby. It's in a little 1 gallon or 1 quart container can. And I think they measure the trunk, the caliper size. I mean, it's pretty slender. It's, this, maybe this. But it arrived healthy, well rooted, and with tons of new growth. So this, you can see the color change. See how dark this is, and then see how light this is? That's the new growth. So it's a fast grower. Surprising. So all of these, see how the lighter colors on the darker colors? That is all new growth. There is even some up here. So a new branch is coming out right up here, and one up here. So fast growers. So I went and did some research because I honestly don't have a lot of evergreens. And of course, the first thing I learned is that it does best in zones 2 through 8. And as you know, that's not what I am. I'm a zone 9B, which means that it's slightly warmer here. But what's interesting is that it's warm in the summer here for these, yes. But I also wonder if it likes it cold over winter, which is also something that we don't get. Spruces are known for doing really well in really cold, chill zones. So zones 2 through 8 means it might prefer a cold snap. A lot of trees do that. Like a lot of the stone fruits need some chill hours, right? So it just may be that this tree prefers to have a winter where it does get those cold temperatures. And we here in zone 9 rarely get below 30 and at nighttime, right? Sometimes we'll have a cold snap, and I think it got down to 26 once, but it was like this freak event. We all went around protecting our plants, and I lost some stuff. So we'll see. I mean, I think it's not as simple as saying, oh, it's just too warm for it and we'll just keep it in the shade and make sure we keep it well hydrated. When they say plants like a cooler temperature, it means all around, and may even need it for their winter chill. So we'll see. As an evergreen, that might not come into play so much. I'm not really well versed in trees. So, I'll have to do a little bit more thinking about that and research. But my thought is to put this into a container and keep it in a cooler spot while it acclimates. And eventually, when I feel like it's grown up a little bit more and it's not such a baby, transfer it to the garden. I really want the structure of this plant. So the research I've done says that this can grow between 8 feet and 16 feet tall. This particular variety is known for being smaller, so I'm gonna guess that this will top out at closer to the 8-foot range versus a 16-foot range, and about 4 feet in width. So it's narrow. Here's where the weeping part comes in, is that if I were just to leave this alone and let it just do its thing, it stays low and it becomes more of a waterfall / ground cover approach versus tall and cascading. And if you want that low, meandering out, sort of drifting out, kind of like what a cousin acacia would do, or some of our waterfall Japanese maples, then you totally could do that and just let it sort of crawl around the ground. If you want it to be more of a column or a pillar and have that weeping, multi-branched weeping, you have to stake it. And so part of training this, when you get it this young, training it is to stake it so that the growth continues to come out from the top, and then the branches grow down in that weeping habit that you like, versus just letting it spread on the ground. So that's my plan, is that I do want something taller and more weeping, because the place that I think I'm going to ultimately place it is in the corner of my more shadier area underneath my neighbor's Chinese pistache tree. There's a perfect corner that needs something tall there, but yet needs to nest underneath a mature tree. I have a rhododendron in there right now, and it's just kind of sat there. It's not happy, probably because it doesn't get enough water. And frankly, if you go to where rhododendrons look amazing, it's in the Pacific Northwest, right? Oregon in particular is known. You just walk around, they're like weeds everywhere. They're gorgeous. Ireland also, gorgeous. So there's growing like weeds because they get a lot of moisture year round. Here, not so much. So I may relocate that rhododendron, and this would be the perfect place to put it. In the meantime, as a baby, where do I put it? I don't know. So you guys know my garden by now. Where do you think I should put it? I was thinking about maybe putting it by the new Vigo raised bed area. That might be a nice place, but I don't see that area that much. So I'm thinking, like, where would I be able to see it? I need to be able to tap into water. So it's got to be somewhere here, I think, in the backyard. But maybe I got my eye on one of those Vigo self-watering pots with casters on them. Those look pretty nice. Hint, hint, Mother's Day. Maybe I put it in our front yard. And the reason why I would need one of the self-watering pots is because I don't have a water supply up there. So maybe up there somewhere. But it's so small that, wherever I put it, it's really not going to make a statement yet. And part of me, I have to, be honest, when I open the box, part of me was a little disappointed. I should have known how small it was because of the price. It was very cost effective. These, can obviously, the bigger they are, the more that you pay for them because you're paying for the growth and care over the years for it. So I shouldn't have been surprised, but part of me was like, oh, this is going to take me a long time to get it to where I want it to be. But everything says it's a fast grower. And so, I mean, even just looking at the growth that it's put on, what is that? I mean, that's got to be 2 inches, 2.5 inches. Look at that. So maybe it'll grow into its pot sooner rather than later. So I have to think about where I want to go. If you have any ideas of where I should put it, I am all ears. But for those of you who are interested in picking up something like this, here is the name. I got it from fastgrowingtrees.com, and here is the true name. And what I like about Fast Growing Trees is their trees arrive really well packaged, safe, pretty well rooted. I'd say my olive tree was less rooted. I felt like it needed a little bit more time in its can to settle in. And honestly, feeling this I'm not going to transplant this right away. I feel like it's really loose in the dirt right now. But like my olive tree settled in great. So, I have no doubts that this will too. But they also send you a really nice instruction sheet where they tell you about how to plant it outdoor versus, the different steps, how to care for it. And I just think that's a really fantastic, helpful way of knowing how to care for your plant. And then they also give you some seasonal tips about every season, spring, summer, fall, and winter, how to take care of your plant. So great. And it comes with a coupon. So $10 off. So who knows? Maybe I might put that towards something else. I did find that garden tour very inspiring. And so I have definitely more things on my list that I'd like to add. In fact, I had a bunch in my cart and my husband walked behind me and saw the dollar total and went, "Are you crazy?" So I'll have to take it easy. But I can't help it. Those garden tours are so inspirational. And in fact, they're probably going on near you. If you have a chance, do it. Do the garden tour. It is a great way of seeing what's growing well in your area, getting ideas, getting inspiration, seeing plants in different habitats and how they do, and just you walk away with learning so much. So if you get a chance, I would definitely recommend you doing that. All right, well, I am going to go wander my garden holding my new baby, Weeping Spruce, looking for the ideal spot for it. I hope you get a chance to wander around your garden today.